These Notre Dame fans are going to regret this. And I truly think that they probably already are. What's going on, Canes fans? Welcome to Internet Idiots of the Week, Notre Dame edition. I promised you guys some new exciting series for the 2025 season, and I thought what could be more fun than posting comments and video clips from opposing teams' fans that we know they're going to regret after game day. D-U-M-M-Y, period. Now, some of the ones in the future are going to be a little more fun, I guess you could say. This one's a bit controversial, is what I'm getting at. This one could be considered a bit more serious, but I want Notre Dame fans to understand that they need to watch this until the end because I do have something that I want to say about this. But I do think it's important to bring this up and talk about it down in the comments because this is going viral all over social media. So what I'm going to do is play you a clip from a Notre Dame podcast that went down, I believe, yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. And I'm just going to play it and then we'll talk about it.
The biggest advantage that Notre Dame has is that Miami is a bunch of unintelligent thugs that just play instinctually and not wisely. And the best thing about Miami, for their purposes, is that they're a bunch of unintelligent thugs who just play instinctively. So yes. It's the best and the worst thing about Miami.
Unintelligent thugs. How does that make you feel, Canes fans? At the end of the day, this is a podcast with less than 200 subscribers. They are getting their viral moment right now, and their subscriber count is not going up. So I think that says a lot about the statement that they made. You can hear his homeboys, over there backing him up, laughing and everything, hyping up him saying that. And I don't get it, man. The University of Miami holds these guys to a very high standard, and I think it's just silly to make a statement like that. Now, I'm all for trolling. We like the trash talk and the playful banter back and forth, and it doesn't even always have to be about football. You can make some little jokes here and there and stuff. I think the biggest thing on social media and what we're seeing with the reactions from the Miami Hurricanes fan base is people are saying it seems like there might be some racist undertones with that statement. You're even seeing other Notre Dame podcasters and writers and things not support this, right? They're coming out and being very vocal saying, hey, we don't even know who these guys are. We don't know what they're talking about. And what I want to say before I get any deeper into this is no one fan represents an entire fan base. What he said, in my opinion, was unacceptable. I hope he regrets saying that, but I'll show you his comment here. Actually, let's go ahead and look at that. He responded on the YouTube video. This is him, the guy who made the statement. And he said, I was shocked and surprised to see people thinking this had any sort of racist undertones. It did not. Sorry if I offended anyone. I only meant players out there picking fights, only hitting hard, taking dumb penalties. Truly sorry. Now, first off, man, what do you mean players only hitting hard? Are we talking about football here or what? A physical, violent sport? I think that's just kind of silly. It's just interesting because when you can't make any football arguments, so let's break down the strengths and weaknesses of each team. Let's go position by position and break it down. You've already lost the argument at that point. Again, keeping in mind, trolling is separate. Fun, playful trolling. Y'all suck. We're going to, that's fun. But when you're running a podcast like this and then that's what you have to say, I mean, come on, man. It's kind of silly. And really, in a way, it feels like he's just kind of doubling down. Let me know what you guys think. But again, back to what I was saying. Bruce here is someone who writes about Notre Dame. I think that he's a recruiting insider for them. And he posted, they were looking for attention and you gave it to them. Nobody in the Notre Dame community condones this or even knows who these guys are. They do not speak for the university or its fans. And I can agree that, I had John Kennedy with the Always Irish channel here on my Inside Insight show. Fantastic guest. Again, playful banter, jokes about the turnover chain and Carson Beck and all that. But it was all really about football. You could tell, right? And I just wanted to push that. I don't condone what that guy is saying either. I'm not a Notre Dame fan, but I do think maybe he probably should not have said that. It's going to bite him in the butt for sure. I hope that he enjoys their little viral moment here on the internet for all of the wrong reasons. And I think that it was just kind of silly. That's the go-to, right? Those thugs down in Miami, nothing but unintelligent thugs. It's just such an old, silly, stupid, overused argument. And it seems like the majority of opposing teams' fans have moved on from that. Some will go down that path. But I really think that could be some bulletin board material maybe. The reality is this team doesn't need any extra hype or motivation going into this game. They know what's at stake. But if you wanted to play that, maybe just show them. People say, Coop, this diss track, man, that's bulletin board material for Notre Dame. They're definitely going to beat Miami after you posted that diss track. Man, everybody knows the diss track is parody and cringy and corny and stuff all on purpose. I highly doubt, right? Jeremiah Love watches Coach Coop's diss track and he's like, man, you know what? I was only going to rush for 100, but I'm going to make it $150 because of that Coach Coop diss track, But whenever you have guys going on a podcast and you're calling these dudes thugs and unintelligent, and people are kind of trying to read between the lines here, that could possibly be a little bit of, I say, again, extra motivation, but just something to show the guys, hey, look at the disrespect that you're getting going into this game. And they're rolling into Hard Rock, But just let me know your thoughts. We don't shy away from, drama and touchy subjects and stuff. Like, let's keep it, clean, I guess, cleanish in the comment section. But you can speak your mind. You can say what you want. But I just thought it was kind of wild to see that. It's blowing up all over social media. And I like to discuss things that are happening on social media because not everybody's on Twitter and Facebook and the forums and all that stuff. So just kind of showing that, man, these guys, again, don't have some huge podcast. They were looking for clicks and views. Well, here you go. You got it. Good luck with the damage control, and probably not going to see any new episodes coming out soon from these guys, if any at all in the future. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.